God loves you, flaws and all. If you woke up this morning, you winning. Chainz said it best on Big Amount. That's a bar. Because before the blessings, before the breakthroughs, before you even checked your phone, you were already loved. Fresh off the wake up, you rose into abundance. Not because you earned it, not because you got everything right, but because God decided that grace would find you anyway. See, sometimes we only think God loves us in our highlights, when we're praying the right way, talking the right way, acting the right way. But His love doesn't move based on our performance. It moves based on His character. Romans 5:8 says, God showed His great love for us by sending Christ to die for us while we were still sinners. Not after we cleaned up, not after we figured it out, while we were still a mess. That means the grace didn't wait for perfection. It met you in the middle of your process. You're not supposed to be flawless. You're supposed to be faithful. Because if perfection was the requirement, none of us would make it. Jesus was the only one who ever did it perfectly, and He will be the last. The rest of us are learning how to love Him while we're still learning how to love ourselves. And that's okay, because God doesn't only love the version of you that prays every night. He loves the version that gets distracted, the one that gets angry, the one that doubts sometimes. He sees all of it, and He still chooses you. That's what makes His grace so glorious. It's not logical. It's not transactional. It's love that looks at your flaws and says, I'll work through that too. Ephesians 2:8 says, for it is by grace you have been saved, through faith, and this is not from yourselves. It is the gift of God. A gift, meaning you can't earn it, you can't lose it, and you don't have to wait until December to receive it. So celebrate the little things. Celebrate everything. Don't wait until everything's perfect to say thank you. If you woke up this morning, you winning. If you got a roof over your head, you winning. If your phone still connects to the people you love, you winning. If you can laugh, dance, or simply breathe, you winning. Because every one of those moments is grace in motion. You know, when David danced before the Lord, people thought he looked foolish. But 2 Samuel 6:14 NLT says, David danced before the Lord with all his might. He didn't care how it looked. He just knew who he was dancing for. He probably hit the Dougie, the electric slide, the nay-nay with all his might. That's what grace does. It gives you joy that can't be explained. It reminds you that you're not loved because you're spotless. You're loved because you're seen. And when you realize that, praise becomes easier. Not because life is perfect, but because love is consistent. I don't think you heard me. I said when you realize that, praise becomes easier. Not because life is perfect, but because love is consistent. Maybe today you don't feel like the strongest version of yourself. Maybe you've made some mistakes you're still trying to recover from. That's okay, because God's love didn't skip over you. It landed right where you are. And the beauty of grace is it doesn't just cover your past, it empowers your future. So yes, strive to be better. Chase growth. Work on your heart. But don't forget to celebrate the fact that you're still here to try. Because waking up is proof that God isn't done. It's another chance to do it differently. If you woke up this morning, you winning. Flawed, imperfect human, still chosen, still loved. God, give me grace.